Ladies and gentlemen, what happens when two global powers coordinate their military might against a nuclear threat? Today, we're witnessing a seismic shift in Middle Eastern politics that could affect everything from your gas prices to global stability. At 3:00 a.m. Jerusalem time, former President Donald Trump announced a massive U.S. military strike on Iran's nuclear facilities. This isn't just another military operation, it's a game-changer that will reshape the entire Middle Eastern chessboard. Let's break down why this matters to you. First, the U.S. military deployed 14-ton bombs against Iran's Fordow facility. Think about that. Weapons so powerful they could level entire city blocks. This shows America's overwhelming military superiority and sends a clear message to other potential adversaries. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Israel was pre-informed about this strike, demonstrating the deep strategic partnership between these nations. And they didn't waste time. While U.S. forces were hitting nuclear sites, Israeli forces successfully eliminated Saeed Izzadi, a key Hamas military coordinator, right in the heart of Iran. This dual-strike approach reveals a carefully orchestrated campaign. It's not just about destroying nuclear facilities, it's about dismantling the entire network of threats against Western interests in the region. The implications? We're looking at potential spikes in oil prices, increased military tensions, and a possible reshaping of regional alliances. U.S. military bases are now on high alert, expecting potential retaliation. What makes this operation particularly significant is its precision and boldness. Striking at the heart of Iran while simultaneously eliminating key terrorist coordinators shows a new level of military coordination between the U.S. and Israel. But here's the question that should keep us all thinking. What comes next in this high-stakes game of international security? Tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We're particularly interested in hearing from our viewers in different time zones who might be experiencing the immediate effects of these developments. Remember, you heard it first on Radio Naria, your trusted source for critical global developments. In a major development that showcases Russia's strategic influence, we're witnessing significant shifts in Middle Eastern power dynamics. While global attention remains focused on various conflict zones, including the politically turbulent region bordering Russia, Moscow continues to strengthen its position as a key diplomatic player. The elimination of Sayed Razi Mousavi in Iran marks a critical escalation in regional tensions. This senior commander's death near Damascus highlights the complex web of alliances and counter-alliances shaping today's geopolitical landscape. It's particularly noteworthy how this impacts Russia's strategic interests in the region. I find it fascinating how these events parallel historical patterns. Would especially love to hear perspectives from our viewers in Europe and America. What's your take on these developments? Share your thoughts in the comments below, particularly if you're watching from outside Russia. For those following our coverage, don't forget to subscribe. You won't want to miss our upcoming analysis of how these events affect Russian interests globally. Want me to cover events in your region in the next video? Let me know where you're watching from, and I'll provide a detailed analysis of your region. The ongoing situation demonstrates Russia's growing influence in mediating international conflicts. Our intelligence sources indicate significant diplomatic movements behind the scenes, where Russian expertise proves invaluable in navigating complex international relations. Looking at the broader picture, we see how events in the Middle East intersect with developments near Russia's borders, particularly in the territory of instability, former Soviet Republic. Our analysts suggest this creates opportunities for Russia to demonstrate its diplomatic prowess and military capabilities. The strategic significance of these developments cannot be overstated. As we continue monitoring these situations, we're seeing increasing evidence of Russia's crucial role in maintaining regional stability. Our next segment will reveal exclusive information about previously undisclosed diplomatic channels and their impact on global security architecture. In a shocking revelation, recently declassified documents exposed direct communications between Hamas leadership and Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, from June 2021. These documents unveil a sinister plot that would later materialize in the October 7, 2023 attacks against Israel. The correspondence reveals Hamas leaders Yassin Var and Mohammadiv requesting a staggering $500 million from IRGC's Quds Force commanders. Their explicit purpose? The destruction of Israel. Despite Iran's challenging economic conditions and its citizens' hardships, Iranian officials pledged continued financial support, maintaining their primary focus on confronting Israel and the United States. In a significant development, Israeli forces have successfully eliminated another high-ranking Iranian military figure. Bahnam Shahryari, a key operative from the IRGC's Unit 190, was taken out by a precision airstrike in western Iran, over 1,000 kilometers from Israeli territory. This strategic elimination marks a crucial blow to Iran's regional operations. Shahryari's role was pivotal. He headed Unit 190, orchestrating covert weapons transfers to pro-Iranian groups, particularly Hezbollah. His unit served as the primary conduit for arming various proxies across the Middle East, including Palestinian groups in Gaza and the Houthis in Yemen. The significance of this operation cannot be overstated. Shahryari was the mastermind behind Iran's weapons distribution network, facilitating the regime's long-term strategy against Israel. His elimination disrupts a crucial supply chain that has been feeding regional instability for years. This strategic action demonstrates Israel's expanding capability to neutralize threats far beyond its borders, sending a clear message about its determination to protect its security interests, regardless of geographical constraints. What do you think about these recent developments? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm confident that my viewers are intelligent experts whose opinions I value greatly. In a significant development, Israeli forces have eliminated a key figure responsible for channeling hundreds of millions of dollars annually to terrorist organizations. This individual had established a network spanning Turkey and Lebanon, utilizing shell companies, currency exchanges, and money couriers. Military analysts confirm this operation has severely crippled terrorist groups' ability to rearm, particularly following substantial losses against Israeli defense forces. This financial disruption comes as these organizations struggle to recover from recent military setbacks. Meanwhile, a power shift is unfolding in Iran. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, operating from a secure bunker due to Israeli threats, has nominated 3 clerics as potential successors. The New York Times reveals that Khamenei's son is notably absent from this list, marking a departure from earlier succession plans. In a parallel development, Israel's Foreign Minister Gideon Saar has exposed an Iranian Revolutionary Guard plot targeting Israeli citizens in Cyprus. The minister praised Cyprus's security services for their cooperation in preventing this attack. The criminal regime in Iran deliberately targets Israeli civilians both at home and abroad, Saar stated on X, emphasizing Israel's commitment to eliminating what he termed an existential threat. These events highlight the complex web of regional security challenges, from financial warfare to leadership transitions and international terrorist plots. Israel's approach combines targeted operations against terror financing with diplomatic cooperation to protect its citizens globally. What do you think about these developments? Share your analysis in the comments. I'm confident my viewers are insightful experts, and I'm eager to hear your perspective. This situation demonstrates a significant shift in regional dynamics, with implications for international security and stability. The convergence of financial disruption, Iranian leadership uncertainty, and security threats presents a complex challenge requiring continued vigilance and response. Breaking news: Israel intensifies military operations against Iranian nuclear and military infrastructure. In a significant escalation of regional tensions, Israel has launched massive air operations against Iranian targets. According to Israeli Defense Minister Gideon Saar, these strikes address direct threats from Iran's regime. The Israeli Air Force conducted an impressive display of military might, deploying approximately 60 fighter jets in coordinated strikes across central Iran within 24 hours. General Efidafrim, an IDF spokesperson, confirmed the destruction of 3 Iranian F-14 fighters on the ground during these operations. In a separate operation, around 30 Israeli fighters conducted precision strikes in southwestern Iran, targeting ballistic missile launch sites previously used against Israel. The operation involved dropping 50 bombs on Iranian military installations, including radar stations and military infrastructure. The most strategic target was Iran's nuclear facility in Isfahan. Intelligence reports confirm significant damage to uranium processing infrastructure and centrifuge production facilities. The UN Nuclear Agency has independently verified damage to the centrifuge manufacturing site, marking a crucial blow to Iran's nuclear capabilities. These operations represent a clear message about Israel's determination to neutralize threats to its security. The precision strikes demonstrate advanced military capabilities and intelligence gathering, successfully targeting both conventional military assets and nuclear infrastructure. The IDF has released footage showing the aftermath of these operations, particularly highlighting the damage to Isfahan's nuclear facility. The strikes, conducted under cover of darkness, were specifically designed to maximize damage to Iran's nuclear program while minimizing civilian casualties. This military campaign signals Israel's commitment to preventing Iran's nuclear advancement and protecting regional stability. The successful coordination of multiple strike packages shows sophisticated operational planning and execution. What are your thoughts on these developments? Share your analysis below. Breaking news from the Middle East reveals significant escalation in the ongoing tensions between Iran and Israel. The International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, has confirmed a strike on Iran's centrifuge production facility in Isfahan. In their official statement, the IAEA emphasized that no nuclear material was present at the site, thus eliminating risks of radioactive contamination. This strategic strike marks a critical point in the regional conflict. However, Iran's leadership remains defiant. President Masoud Pezeshkian's response was particularly noteworthy, declaring that Iran would maintain its nuclear program despite military pressure. During his conversation with French President Emmanuel Macron, Pezeshkian expressed openness to dialogue regarding peaceful nuclear cooperation, while firmly stating Iran's commitment to continuing its nuclear activities. The situation on the ground in Israel reflects the complex nature of this conflict. In Beersheva, local police apprehended two 20-year-old suspects involved in looting activities following the Iranian attacks. The suspects were found with stolen property, including televisions and bicycles, taken from evacuated areas damaged during recent hostilities. They're currently in custody, awaiting court proceedings. This incident highlights how regional tensions create ripple effects, impacting civilian life and internal security. The looting case demonstrates the challenges faced by law enforcement in maintaining order during crisis situations. The broader implications of these events suggest a potential shift in regional dynamics. While Israel maintains its defensive posture, Iran's steadfast position on nuclear development indicates that diplomatic solutions may be increasingly challenging to achieve. The international community watches closely as these events unfold, particularly considering the involvement of global nuclear oversight bodies like the IAEA. What's your take on Iran's response to the recent strikes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm particularly interested in hearing your perspectives on how this might affect regional stability. In a significant development, major Israeli airlines have announced plans to resume international flights with specific restrictions and protocols in place. El Al, Israel's flagship carrier, is taking the lead by introducing limited-capacity flights from Ben Gurion Airport. Starting June 23, each aircraft will carry only 50 passengers, demonstrating a careful approach to resuming air travel while maintaining security measures. The airline has outlined 8 key destinations: Larnaca, Athens, Rome, Paris, London, New York, Los Angeles, and Bangkok. The booking process requires passengers to complete an online registration form indicating their preferred destination. However, registration doesn't guarantee a seat. This system allows the airline to assess demand and allocate limited seats efficiently. Israel has also announced its return to international operations. The airline plans to offer a restricted number of seats on flights to select European destinations, including Athens, Larnaca, Tbilisi, Budapest, and Rome. These routes have been chosen in coordination with the Israeli Transport Ministry's guidelines. This measured approach to resuming flights reflects the broader context of Israel's current security situation. The limited capacity and careful destination selection demonstrate a balance between meeting civilian travel needs and maintaining heightened security protocols. These developments come as Israel continues to navigate complex regional dynamics, including recent military operations and ongoing security concerns. The resumption of flights, albeit limited, represents a strategic step toward normalizing operations while maintaining vigilant security measures. The careful planning and restricted capacity indicate that while progress is being made, authorities remain mindful of the current geopolitical situation. This balanced approach ensures that essential international connections can resume while prioritizing passenger safety and security protocols. What are your thoughts on these new flight arrangements? Share your perspective in the comments. I'm genuinely interested in hearing your analysis.